Hello, welcome back. I'm Scott.
And I'm Allison.
And today we're jaw-jacking with Jarhead and Ginger. and friends. We're here with Jerry and Teresa from Happy Place Diaries. Let's see what we can find out. Alright, so Jerry and Teresa have their home base here in Oregon where we are. And they're not full-timers. What would you guys consider yourselves?
Most time.
Most-timers?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're not quite part-time. We're not really full-time.
whenever we can get out, we go.
So it's most of the time.
Most of the time.
And then
So-
during the summers, as much as we can, because
It's all of the time.
Yeah.
So,
When you're not working, it's
When I'm
all
not-
of the time?
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. In fact, we were talking about that this morning about one of the questions that somebody asked was, what's your favorite holiday?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the day that school lets out, the day that
Right
school
before.
starts, that's our
holiday.
favorite holiday.
That's your favorite holiday?
Yeah.
And then any holidays that I get, or any days off of school, I usually know a year in advance so I can get those weekends and we can make it a 3-day weekend. So,
Up here in Oregon, I know it gets cold in the winter. Do you guys go in the winter too for
All year.
Christmas break and everything?
Yeah.
You go all year.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
because we mostly don't get snow here in Troutdale, the Portland area. We did this year, so we had to miss February camp out. But we usually go over to the coast, and there's usually
Yeah.
no
And
snow
our winters hit later.
in February.
Yeah, our
Okay.
winters don't really hit until January, February.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're good all the way through, the Christmas holiday and whatnot.
Yeah, especially Christmas holiday. We'll go to the beach for a week,
Yeah.
Nice.
and
So you get a short winter then. You hit February and then
Yeah.
April, May, you're back to
And then,
springtime
yeah, I mean,
now.
look at this,
yeah.
second of June.
I
And
think we brought the heat with us somehow. It's really hot here the last couple days.
unseasonably, because
This is-
usually we don't hit the triple digits until August.
This is usually raining.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The first 2 weeks of June are usually raining because it's graduation. It's the
Right.
It's when everybody wants to go outside.
the Rose Festival that
Yeah,
we have.
exactly.
So yeah. So
Yeah. And, April showers bring May showers.
Right.
So, yeah.
And May brings June.
So you guys did bring some great weather with you.
That's
I'm
good.
glad you didn't bring the Texas,
Snowmageddon weather?
Snowmageddon with you.
We're going the other extreme now. Not cold.
Right,
Now we're
yeah.
going extreme hot.
Yes.
Tell us about your trailer. What kind of trailer do you have?
Well, we have a 2016 Keystone Passport Ultralight. It's a
2890 RL.
I never remember the number. I just, but it's a RL, rear living, space. Absolutely in love with it. We do want to upgrade, but it's going to be hard to part ways with him because he's,
Yeah, but we already we have somebody that wants to purchase it from us.
yeah,
If they haven't got one within the next 5 years.
Right.
So
Okay.
So-
parting with it will be hard, but we'll know.
You'll know it's going to a good home.
we love it.
Right. Exactly. I wouldn't change a thing.
And you never forget your first.
Right? Right. And if you don't follow their channel, Jerry does a lot of upgrades. I know he's put in, taken out his dinette and put in a separate table. He's done some upgrades on the outside with the cords and all. So you need to go over there and check that out and check out their house. Also, Jerry is a disabled veteran. Thank you for your service.
You're welcome.
How did that all go? How long did you stay in, and what all happened there?
So I did a 21-year career. 20 wasn't enough. I needed that extra 12 months. Actually, and you being a military guy yourself, you know that well, and in particular, the Army doesn't give you anything without getting something in return. So I had to stay that extra year because I needed my high 3 for retirement.
Right.
And I went to the Sergeant Major Academy, so I had to stay for at least 3 years after that. So,
Okay.
so that's why the 21 years. Nothing more significant than that. Spent my entire career with infantry units, airborne infantry, and air assault. So yeah,
Jumping out a perfectly good airplane doesn't sound like a good idea to me.
Now, you being an air traffic control guy, you know that there is no perfectly good airplane.
That's true. That's true.
You know, and
Especially Marine Corps aircraft.
I've been on too many military aircraft, where there's hydraulic fluid dripping on you, and it's totally in the allowances.
Yeah, right.
It freaks you out though, and it makes you want to jump out. So
Yeah.
Anyway.
I got on a helicopter when I was still in the Marine Corps on Okinawa, and like you said, hydraulic fluid was leaking or dripping down, and the guy in the aircraft said, "If that stops leaking, let me know."
then you're out.
That's a bet. Then you're out. Yeah, we got to get out
Yeah.
if the hydraulic fluid stops leaking. So, wow, 21 years. That's a lot longer than I would have. A lot longer than I did, but
You know, I loved it. I loved, you know, with the flag waving, you know, being a good American, and I thought that I had an obligation to serve, come from a long line. In fact, I'm 5th generation Army.
all Army.
All Army. Teresa comes from a Navy family, kind of, sort of. Your dad was in the Army.
My dad was in
grandparents and stuff.
My grandfather and my brother were in the Navy.
Cool.
But we definitely was brought up in a house that valued serving, and so I did it right out of high school. It was all I knew, and I don't have a regret, not one.
Good.
I loved every minute of it.
Yeah. And it's a lot easier, at least for me it is, looking back, saying, wow, that wasn't so bad.
Oh yeah.
You know, when you're doing it, you're, oh, this sucks, this really sucks. But now you look back and you're like, wow, there
Yeah.
was a lot of good stuff
I'm
there.
glad I did what I did.
And looking
Yeah.
back, the harder it sucked, the more fond the memory is now.
Right.
So
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really strange. And, go ahead.
We met these guys actually online. We followed them on YouTube while we were still in Japan. We were trying to figure out the whole full-time RVing thing while we were over in Japan, and found them and participated in a charity organization for veterans with them, and just got to know them through chats, and now we finally got to meet up with them.
Yay!
yeah, it's this new online dating service called the RV Community on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
So, what do you do? Because you're still working, right?
I still work.
You know that's a 4-letter word.
I know. Hopefully not for very much longer, but I work as a educational assistant for special needs kids. So I've been doing that for 16, 17 years now. So I love
Getting
it.
close.
Yeah, I'm ready to.
Closer every day.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. But I do love what I do. I love the kids, and their perks and their personalities are, you know, teaching them, and when they get that aha moment, you're just like, yes,
I did
that's
it.
That's exactly what I've been wanting you to do. So
And as
That's
you know,
awesome.
coming from an education background, the people, my heart's this big for them, because the people that work especially with special needs, they're not doing it for fame or fortune. They're
That's for
totally
sure.
doing it because they love what they
not
do.
for the
Right.
money, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It's wonderful to me when I was working in special ed how much they appreciate. It seems like they appreciate you and their accomplishments so much more than general education children do. They're just so, every little thing, I did that, you know, even if they can't verbalize it, they're just
Right.
so happy they were able to accomplish the task.
Exactly. Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
a few more years, and then we'll be done, and then we'll be traveling more.
Then we have some decisions to make. That's for sure. Yeah.
You keep the home base though, because
The
you
video
have
home.
a bunch of family here in town
Oh,
too,
we have-
right? You have
yeah.
all your
We have all of our
all of
family
your
in
kids
town.
Yeah. Yeah.
All 3 of our kids are in town. In fact, we were showing you on the way here, our youngest son's house is like right on the other side of the street.
They all live within 5 miles, and
Yeah.
my mom
Wow.
and his mom and dad live within 5 miles too. So,
Wow.
This way.
yeah, it's a big circle.
From your parents all the way down to your grandkids, at least are here.
Everybody's
Yeah.
here.
That's awesome.
Everybody, yeah.
His sister lives here also within the 5 mile radius, and I have.
And you had the absolute pleasure of spending time with her.
Yes, yes, she did.
Let me tell you,
Yeah.
folks, that's an experience.
They're like twins. except they don't look much alike.
But like I have a brother and a sister that live out of state, and then I have a brother that lives pretty close to us, and then a sister that lives in Portland. So she's not that far away.
Yeah.
So
So we have a lot of, we have an anchor here for sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, a lot of years here.
Yeah.
As well, right?
Well, I moved here in '75, and you moved here in '87,
Yeah,
'86.
87.
Well,
no,
yeah,
87.
'87.
End of 87.
Right. Yeah. So you've been here for almost 35 years.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
it's
A fortunate experience for me in my military career and all that landed me here. So
yeah.
got
I wouldn't
got to meet Teresa.
But I think I would have met you anyways because we were headed to Alaska.
Oh,
So
really?
We were
Yeah.
headed to move to Alaska, and then they switched and they sent us here.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Wow.
So I grew up like 10 miles away in a little town called Damascus.
Oh,
So
cool.
yeah.
And I was stationed in Alaska before I got assigned to Fort Lewis and then here. So
So I think we would have met anyways.
Yeah.
it was my destiny.
So, what's your favorite place that you visited so far in your RV?
Oh, in our RV?
Yeah.
Goodness.
We
We were just talking about this today too. 'Cause
Yeah.
There's a couple places that
so
I guess going our trip back east to the Midwest.
yeah, a couple summers ago we did a big trip. There's a video in the link. No,
Down below.
but we left here, went to Missouri, and then up and saw my beloved Cubs at Wrigley, and then came back the northern route.
I liked Deadwood.
Deadwood, South Dakota was amazing. Mount Rushmore area,
Yeah.
just really incredible. And I guess that's the beauty of the RV thing, is that, yeah, you're dragging everything with you, all the comforts of home, and going and seeing really cool stuff. Scary is all get out, but our trip to Anaheim,
Oh yeah, going
we,
down.
we
for-
went down to Disneyland for our 25th anniversary.
Yeah.
And we took the trailer and stayed at the Anaheim RV Disney Resort there, which they went out of business
Yeah.
because of
Oh,
COVID.
really? Oh, wow.
But that
was-
was a great trip
Yeah.
and a wonderful place to go. Driving through LA is. I'd rather
not
drive
fun.
through Baghdad. It was crazy, but I enjoyed that. That whole trip was fun.
Yeah.
LA traffic just in a car isn't fun. I
Well,
can't
and
imagine towing
you
the
only
RV
have
too.
you only have this much space on the side.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if you blow a tire,
You can't pull over.
No, you can't, or you just stop and then you back up traffic.
Yeah, I told Teresa if we have a blowout, we're just dragging whatever all the way to
Until we can
Next
pull
until
over
we can
somewhere.
pull over,
Yeah.
get off on the.
I mean, seriously, there was, and Jerry's
The
like,
engineers designed no shoulders at
Oh
all. So
boy.
so if
it
you
is
want-
what it is.
Yeah, it's 10 lanes in each
Why we
direction.
don't live there.
There's not enough extra room to make
Right,
shoulders.
exactly.
What about future plans? What are you planning to do as far as travels?
We've got a couple. I know that we want to go up to Maine
Oh,
for in like a September, October.
Wow.
So that'll be after I get done with school. We want
Yeah,
to go.
we're probably going to take on that trip. We're probably going to take a year or maybe 6 to 8 months, whatever, and just go. I got lots of Army buddies that are down south and on the eastern East Coast. So that's like long term. This summer we have a huge trip planned. We're heading. In fact, in about 22 days,
Not that we're counting, right?
I'm counting, ready to go. But
Oh my God, that's 3 weeks away.
yeah, we're heading east, and
Meeting some 4 other
Good
couples,
grief.
and then we're gonna head back here and stay with them till the end of June. The end
I'm dying over here. Don't worry
It's
about
not
me.
COVID. It's not COVID.
July, towards the end of July. Then we'll come back.
Oh, that's awful.
And then the first week of August, we're going down to Southern Oregon to Valley of the Rogue.
Yeah, if you get a chance to head down that way,
Yeah.
make sure your ACs are working because
It's
they get
hot.
triple digits down there all the time.
Like, she's like, no.
But Valley of the Rogue is a really cool. There's a state park down there. I don't know about Thousand Trail stuff, but Crater Lake.
Oh yeah.
It's
Crater
right by
Lake.
Crater Lake, and it is worth seeing if you're.
The only thing is you can't take your dog
Oh,
because it's a national
that's
park.
true.
Yeah.
And luckily for us, we didn't take Chunk and Sadie with us because it took us like 2 or 3 days just to get our trailer to cool down.
It was so hot.
It was
Wow.
so hot, and we didn't have any trees.
oh yeah, no
So,
shade.
No, because I didn't look. I just kind of, I'm like, oh, pull through, great. You know, no, it was awful. We had to put blankets on the window, and
We're going back to the same place this year, but now knowing what we know, we got a tree, spot
we got a
in the
better
trees.
spot.
Oh nice. Okay.
So,
But
It'll
yeah,
help you out with the cooling down inside.
it is so worth it
well,
though.
and we're taking the dogs with us, so
Oh okay.
It's about a 5-hour drive, and it's worth
Yeah.
worth
It's
it.
worth the drive.
yeah, totally.
I think your big loop. We plan on meeting back up with you guys somewhere in Washington.
Yeah,
On
Eastern
your-
Washington,
on your
I
big
guess.
loop.
That'll
Yeah.
be fun.
Because we're going the other way. We're going up to Washington and then east.
Yeah,
Hey,
Yeah,
and
it's
that's,
gonna-
that's the joy of being in a travel trailer, is that you can see each other,
Yeah.
and then you guys go your own way, and then you hook back up another time, and
Yeah.
you just keep going.
stay long enough to get annoyed with each other, and then move on.
Oh, yeah.
No, and that's we've been having this discussion, especially this year, for whatever reason. Maybe it's the climate that we're in, with restrictions and whatever.
Right.
But there's such an appeal to just go,
Right.
and not be tethered. Even though we can have an anchor here, it doesn't mean that we have to always hook up to that anchor.
Right.
And maybe that's a terrible analogy, but at least we have that. Let's use the home base analogy. It is better. That we can go out and come back, but there's such an appeal to just go see things and do things, and we're empty nesters now, so it's great that we don't have to take care of anybody other than ourselves.
Right.
So
And like we talked about earlier, all your family is here, so they can check out your house while you're gone, make sure everything's square. And,
or stay there,
Or stay
that's
there,
one
yeah.
of the contingencies. So yeah.
yeah, that's great. So obviously they're on YouTube. Where else can anybody that's out there watching this that doesn't actually know your channel? Where else can they find you guys?
Well, you can follow us on Instagram at the same name, the Happy Place Diaries, or no, just Happy Place Diaries
On Instagram.
on Instagram. We have a Facebook page that's Happy Place Diaries also, but Instagram's better because ever since I left Facebook, I don't keep it up as much as I should.
Okay.
So, but Instagram is more up to date things, and then obviously on the YouTube channel, and we put out videos twice a week, Wednesdays and Sundays. And I know I had to write a letter to KYD, telling them, hey, I'm sorry, but we're taking some of your.
Your real estate.
No, but yeah, Sundays and Wednesdays, we put out new videos, and yeah, that's where you can find us. If you're ever cruising through Oregon, look us up because we love meeting up with people, and we have a more the merrier policy.
And
Yeah.
and from where we live, we're 2 hours to the beach, 3 hours to the Central Oregon, and 3 or 4 hours down south.
Got a huge mountain just over here if you want to check it out.
Oh yeah.
You're around skiing up there,
nice.
so
Yeah.
And if you can't tell, it's very wooded and beautiful up here, just like the rest of the Pacific Northwest. Very beautiful country up here. So if you ever get a chance, get up here to the Pacific Northwest and definitely check out Happy Place Diaries.
yeah, look us up. We're right off of I-84.
Right off of I-84.
Like, yeah.
All right, well, if you're still here, thanks for sticking around to the end, and we'll see you next time on Jawjacking with Jarhead and Ginger. Bye.
Hi, we're jawjacking.
And I'm Ginger. Oh wait, that's them.
We've got
That would be Jerry.
Hi, I'm Jerry.
nursing our travel bug.
No.
Nope.